Hey, good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining today's office hour. My name is Justin Royal. I'm the community manager for the Marketplace Community for Partners. This is our monthly office hour for partners, and we revived this series last month, and each month we'll have a different topic for partners who are building and selling their applications on the Microsoft Marketplace. This is an opportunity for you to connect with our team, learn from Marketplace subject matter experts, and to engage with the Marketplace community. Today, we have one of my colleagues, Kyle Richardson, with us, and Kyle will be talking all about certified software designations as well as FY26 benefit updates. So thank you, Kyle, for joining. Before we get started, just want to remind everybody, if you're not a member of the Marketplace community already, definitely join the community to continue the discussion about this office hour, as well as access other resources related to the Marketplace. You can access the community at the AKA link below, aka.ms/community/marketplace. And as we go through today's presentation, definitely feel free to type your questions into the chat. We will look at the questions as we go through, and we'll also have plenty of time at the end of today's session for open Q&A. This session will not last the full hour, so we'll definitely end early and have some time for Q&A at the end. So before we get started, Kyle, why don't you just start and tell us a little bit about your role and kind of your focus at Microsoft?
Sure. Thanks, Justin. Glad to be here. Always happy to talk to Microsoft's partners, and especially this community. My role here at Microsoft is I focus within our Microsoft AI Cloud Partner Program on our partners that are trying to go the deepest with us and get certified and designated. And I'm focusing on the software development company side, where we have partners that are bringing their third-party solutions to the marketplace. And we have a thing called certified software designations, where we are trying to go deepest with our partners. My role is the global lead for that area. And I really enjoy working with our software development companies to help to bring together the power of Microsoft's partner network and our customers and our sellers to create something special.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started with the content. And again, everybody feel free to type your questions into the chat. We'll possibly answer them as we go, but we'll save time at the end for Q&A as well.
Sounds good. All right. Well, thank you for that. I'm going to, like Justin said, I'm going to talk a little bit about our investment updates for the software development companies in FY26. We've made a big effort to put more investment across incentives, benefits, and many other things for our software development companies in FY26. And I'm really happy to kind of focus in on some of those things we're doing. Now, if we look at how we're achieving that, I'm going to focus on 5 key things in the conversation today. One, I really want to drill into the value of solutions partners with certified software. We'll then talk about all the different updated benefit areas and incentive areas and investments we're making behind certified software designation, which are 2, the updates to the partner incentive programs, 3, updates to the marketplace rewards, 4, updates to co-sell, and then 5, updates to our go-to-market benefits, which we are providing through solutions partner with a certified software. Now, to start off with, I want to talk a little bit about why we're making this big push for certified software and how we are kind of orienting all of these investments for software development companies. We've heard that there are lots of ways that we are helping to meet the partner in the journey with Microsoft, but they're also spread across the ecosystem and they're hard to find. One of the things we're trying to do going forward is streamline that process to get all the top level benefits and move them behind a single mechanism to unlock all of these top level incentives and benefits and go-to-market benefits and all this goodness. So one of the things you will see us doing more and more and more is trying to streamline the access to all of our top level benefits and provide a single unlock to get these top level benefits. Now, if we think about the software development journey, we think about it in three key stages: build, publish, and grow. And we have different incentives and motions aligned to those areas to help you. within Build and Publish, we've got ISV Success. Once you have published a solution, you're transactable. In the grow phase, we've got achieving Azure IP co-sell, and then we also have the marketplace rewards motion, which helps to provide Azure sponsorships and go-to-market benefits as you grow. Now, underneath all of that, all along this journey, you can actually achieve a solutions part with certified software designation, which unlocks additional benefits in these motions and unique to itself. So you unlock additional Azure sponsorship in the build phase. You unlock access to our partner-led incentive motions like build and publish. You also unlock additional tiers of funding, marketplace rewards. You unlock access to co-sell motions. You unlock additional incentives through our customer migrate and modernize, additional go-to-market benefits, and then finally, seller and customer differentiation. So to reiterate, we are streamlining and providing the top level benefits to those partners who are pursuing or achieving a certified software designation. And we are unlocking the top level benefits underneath all these motions and unique to that designation. And you will see us more and more streamlining our access and making it easier, but also bringing more and more investments to those partners who have that designation. Now, I want to talk a little bit about what the designation looks like, how you achieve it, and what it looks like for your customers and our sellers. To achieve a certified software designation, there are two key pathway areas that you can pursue. One is aligned to our solution areas, and those are certified software for Azure, for business applications, for modern work, and for security. On the other side, we have our certified software designations for the industry AI categories. Today, we have got 11 different industries we are designated around, and you can see them here on the slide. And you can have a designation for more than one area. You might have a solution which is addressing a specific need within healthcare or also manufacturing. And so you could have two different designations there. Or you might have a solution that's built on Azure, but also is meeting a specific deep retail scenario. So you could be designated to two different areas if that is something you want to pursue and if you want to go through that certification process. This will help you in your differentiation and discoverability for our customers as well as our sellers. And once you achieve a designation, this will be published on the Azure Marketplace so that it's visible for our massive customer base. And it will be published into our seller tools. So our sellers know to go deeper with your solution and to seek to co-sell and seek to drive deals and seek to retire their quota on your solution as well. So just to reiterate, we've got solution area as well as industry. Solution area is tied to deep integration with a different solution area. Industry is tied to addressing a deep industry scenario on the industry side. Now, one thing to highlight, the criteria to achieve these does vary. I mean, the criteria for Azure has performance criteria and technical criteria that is unique and different than it is for business applications. And the same is on the healthcare or any of the industry AI sides. We are going to validate, okay, are you truly meeting a healthcare scenario? And what is the technical integration look like on the solution area side, as well as are you meeting an AI scenario? All right, so these are the pathways that you can work on. Let me talk about the process for a second. I've talked about this in the past, so I'm not going to go deep here, but I want to highlight it at a high level so that you have some understanding. And if there's some further questions, I can address them at the end as well, too. Now, to achieve a certified software designation, it first starts with having a solution that is published in the marketplace. It needs to be published. It needs to be transactable. It must be IP co-sell eligible if that's appropriate for your solution. And once you have achieved that and have demonstrated a certain level of performance, we don't want to just designate everyone. We want to designate the ones who are highly performant and highly engaged with us. Then you can elect in Partner Center to start the process. To start the process, we look at two key areas. We look at a track record of proven customer success, and we look at technical requirements for how it's interoperable with the Microsoft Cloud and the solution area that you're building on top of. Those two steps are manual processes, and we will have a third-party team that will engage with you to walk you through that certification process. Now, once you've completed that process, you will be badged in our marketplace. You will be badged in our seller tools. You will have badging that you can take externally to your customers. You'll be able to print off certified letters that say Microsoft is certifying you in this area. There's a whole bevy of things that are unlocked so that you can differentiate yourself externally. It'll also initiate all of these different incentives, benefits that I mentioned before. You'll get an engagement manager that reaches out and helps you start down that process. All right, let's talk about the investments we're making, and especially the ones that are being updated for this fiscal year. When we look at the investments that Microsoft makes for software development companies, I have 5 different key categories here, and certified software designation unlocks the highest level in all of these categories. So if you look at this list here, this is what is unlocked by certified software designations within partner incentives, within marketplace rewards, within co-sell benefits, within go-to-market benefits, and also differentiation. And the first 4 areas are ones where we've making some significant changes in this fiscal year, like bumping up, like almost tripling our incentive motions, more than doubling our Azure sponsorship, streamlining our partner reported ACR motion, and also bringing more go-to-market benefits and optimizing that. So I'm going to go deeper on these 4 key areas and talk about the changes and the new investments we're bringing in FY26. Just know that on the differentiation side, we continue to optimize that for our customers, our sellers, and that still looks like badging, logo builder, letters you could print off, differentiation in our seller tools, and more. And there's more things coming later in the year. All right, to start with, I want to begin with looking at our partner incentive motions. Within the partner incentive motions, we've got 2 key incentive motions that we focus on. One is called Customer Migrate and Modernize. The other one is called Build and Publish. Starting with Customer Migrate and Modernize, this is a motion which helps to migrate and modernize your solutions and your customers from on-prem to cloud and move customers over. We heard 3 key things this last year from our partners who are participating in these motions. We heard that there was limited funding support. We heard that there was no pre-sales incentives, and we heard that there was no channel implementation partner or SI support through this motion. And we want to address all 3 of those areas this year. So the first thing we did was, if you see that top line item, we are bringing a pre-sales focused incentive. You can now pursue an incentive that addresses your architecture design sessions and your migration planning through this migration assessment pre-sales opportunity, this offer. This is a great way to have something that is kicked off at the pre-sale stage and start receiving incentives on those pre-sales activities. Additionally, we more than tripled the amount of incentives that you are eligible to receive. So if you look at this, in the last year, the top level partner payment you could achieve was $50K for a very large project, very large offer. This year, it's now $175K. So we acknowledge that we want to provide more support here. And so we more than tripled the incentives you are eligible to receive for these large offers that you are migrating or modernizing. Now, all this is measured by the expected ACR and planned ACR from the project. So we will be looking at that to kind of gauge where these things fall in. But we're making big changes here to try to address the amount of incentives you get and also addressing pre-sales. On the left hand, I want to call out on the supported scenarios. In order to be eligible to pursue this, again, you need to have a certified software designation for Azure or one of the industry AI pathways that is built on Azure. And for the first 6 months, we also extending it to our ISP co-sell top tier partners. We are making a move to provide an incentive to those top tier partners, but as of December 31st, 2025, top tier partners must have certified software designation in order to pursue any of these benefits. So for the first 6 months of this fiscal calendar, it's open to certified software designation partners as well as top tier. But go after that, it'll only be eligible for certified software designated partners. Additionally, there is customer criteria too. You can look at this right here, but we look at strategics, majors, SMC Corp, and SMB customers with a valid TPID detected by Microsoft internal systems. The other thing we heard from our partners was around systems implementation support as well, and incentive for them. So we've taken that incentive motion and made it eligible for SIs as well. So now your system integrator, like Accenture, Deloitte, just to name a few, can participate in the same motion if they are going to modernize your customers. Same exact motions as far as the pre-sales and the top incentive payouts. And if you look on the left, the key criteria for these SI partners is they must be an Azure expert MSP or Azure specialization of infra or one of these different areas. And this is about 500 different SIs that are eligible for that. So there is a large base of partners that you are probably already working with as your SIs that are available for this incentive. Again, same criteria, ISV criteria applies. This must be a solution that has certified software designation or top tier until 12/31. All right, let me talk about the other incentive motion as well. Or actually, let me talk about some of the valid scenarios for this incentive motion. Now, it's pretty obvious that the majority of these are coming from on-prem to cloud. So if you look at these valid scenarios in the middle here, we've got 4 key categories that we're focusing on. The meat of them are going to come from the on-prem to cloud, but we also have 3 others that we are supporting as well. We love migrating from competitor platforms onto Azure as well. We are also extending it to 2 other new categories, which is 1, extending your Azure footprint to an existing customers. So if you're building out from one department or business to an additional one or additional geography. And then 2, if you have a digital native that is just now moving to the cloud and just now moving to Azure, we also allow for net new customer acquisition. So these are the 4 scenarios we're thinking about. The top 2, we're going to see a majority of the motion from on-prem to cloud and from migrating competitive platforms. And we're really excited to help you and help your customer migrate to Azure and see the success that we have within Azure. Okay, as I got ahead of myself a second ago, the other motion I want to talk about is build and publish. The build and publish incentive is focused on building solutions that are ready for the marketplace and ready to be published in our Azure marketplace and ready to go market with our sellers. Obviously, that's something you need to have even before you are going to pursue customer migrate and modernize. And towards that end, we have the ISV Success Advanced Build and Publish incentive. Now, this is focused on enabling apps to receive an incentive based on the projected ACR they're going to develop in year 1, from $5K all the way up to $100,000. If you look on the left, you can see that the criteria we are focusing on here is it must be addressing one Azure service from each of these different layers, app, AI, and data layers. You can see a ton of different services listed here. And we're really focusing on these AI apps, agents, and developer data platform supported solutions. Again, like all the other pieces, this is for certified software designation solutions and for IP co-sell in the first 6 months. And I must also mention that the key outcome from this year is focusing on helping you through that design, test, and deploy phase. And that key outcome where payment will be achieved is once you have deployed that transactable solution in the Azure marketplace. And other key caveat I wanted to make sure that you understand too is that this must be a solution that is not some custom one-off customer solution, but something that is appropriate for multiple customers. So not a custom built kind of scenario. All right, I'm going to pivot a little bit, and now we're going to go to the next section, which is looking at updates to marketplace rewards. Now, one of the things we heard was What's changing? Is Marketplace Rewards still around? Is eligibility changing? So I want to address that first and foremost. There are no significant changes to eligibility for Marketplace Rewards. It is still focused on all partners that have a transactable solution in the marketplace. And we really hoping to continue to bring an optimized go-to-market benefits, Azure sponsorship, and other things to these partners. And the focus of Marketplace Rewards is really about the more you transact the marketplace, the more benefits we can further align, and the more rewards we align to you. On average, we see that Marketplace Rewards partners see 7x, 7 times more marketplace sales compared to partners that are not participating in this motion. So we're really excited about continuing to invest in this motion and hoping to bring even more value to you through this. Now, there are a lot of different benefits that are aligned to Marketplace Rewards, but there's 2 key ones I want to talk about, and I'm especially excited about what we're doing here. So the first area is customer propensity scoring. This is an opportunity for you to submit your customer lists, your customer leads, and receive scoring from an ML-based model that we have, which helps you understand the likelihood of these customers closing and transacting through the Azure Marketplace. This will give you a high, medium, low propensity scoring. It's an amazing way for you to prioritize your sellers on the marketplace, on the ones that are actually going to close through the marketplace. So this is a great tool for your sellers to arm them and really help them focus on the right areas of their pipeline. Now, the other area that I'm really excited about and we're making even more investments in is Azure sponsorship. We have been aligning Azure sponsorship in tiers as you are driving more and more MBS on the Azure Marketplace to help you close customer deals, to help you fund demos and trials and proofs of concepts, and to help you provide deal sweeteners for customers. So there's a lower cost to close for a customer. This is a huge motion for us, and we've heard partners just saying how this really helps them close deals. And we've seen partners also, utilizing all their funding really quickly. So one of the things we wanted to do is go deeper with this motion. So if I go to the next slide, I'm going to talk a little bit about some new tiers that we are bringing to the Azure sponsorship for our partners that are going deeper with us. So Azure sponsorships is focused on how much MBS you're driving. As you get into a new tranche of MBS, we are unlocking additional Azure sponsorship that you can use to close deals. You can see at the bottom here, 100K, 500K, 1 million, 4 million. Last year, the top tier was once you achieve 4 million MBS, we unlocked 400K of free Azure sponsorship for you to help you close deals, help you offset your costs. Well, now this year, we're more than doubling that. This year, we've got 2 new tiers that are only available and exclusive partners with certified software designations. They're unlocked at the 800 MBS marker, as well as a 20 million MBS marker. At 8 million, you now unlock double 800K of free Azure sponsorship. And at 12 million, you unlock a total of 1 million of free Azure sponsorship. So at 8 million, it's 400K additional. At 20 million, it's 200K additional for those up to totals of 800K and 1 million. So really excited about that. We have some policy around how these new tiers are leveraged, but we're really excited to help you utilize this powerful tool to close more deals, offset costs, and close more through the marketplace. One of the other things we're doing is we are also enabling Marketplace Rewards for MPO partners. So for MPO enrolled channel partners in US, Canada, UK, we are also allowing them to start to receive Azure sponsorship for your partners to help to close deals as well. So this is a new motion for us this year. It's limited to 3 markets, and you can see that it's also limited on the Azure sponsorship. But we're really excited about hoping to continue to make that flywheel spin for you and have more of your partners, your MPO partners, selling for you. All right, I need to talk a little bit about some of the caveats and policies around this, because there are some details here I want to get into. I'm not going to drain this. I'm going to leave it as a leave behind, but there's a couple of things I want to highlight here. So with the new tiers of Azure sponsorship up to 1 million, we are, as I mentioned, an incremental 400K when you reach 8 million MBS, and an incremental 200K when you reach the 20 million MBS. This is only eligible for partners that have certified software designation, and that is Azure or one of the industry I beta built on Azure. And these additional tiers may only be used for end customer grants only. So these new tiers cannot be used to offset your cost. The first up to the 400K can be used for your internal costs, but after that, these new tiers can only be used to offset customer grants and offset and to sweeten deals for customers. And you can see there's some additional policy on the end customer grant amounts as well. And you can only apply one grant per deal. So either at the software development company or the MPO transacting partner can apply a grant. Because we now have a promotion for MPO, we can't have the software company and the MPO partner both applying a grant to the same customer. They cannot be stacked. And then lastly, this is funding that comes fresh to you every year. So based on your partner, your anniversary date, this is renewed. So if you are in these new tiers, you could get 1 million of Azure sponsorship every year to use to close deals. So we're really, really excited about this additional funding, this additional sponsorship, and we're hoping to see partners utilizing this to close deals and helping to offset the cost for customers so that we can close even more deals for you in our Azure Marketplace. All right, we're going to talk about 2 more areas, and then we'll have a little bit of time for questions at the end. I'm going to pause for a quick sip. All right. Now, one of the key things we hear from our partners is, please sell with us. We want to co-sell with your sellers. Microsoft has a huge seller base. There we are embedded with a ton of enterprise customers, and we want the attention of the sellers. And I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the changes we're making and how to get the attention of our sellers through certified software designation. Now, one of the primary things we've identified is for a SaaS solution where the Azure consumption is happening on the partner side, we want to make sure our sellers are still driving that co-sell flywheel for you and are still pulling you into their deals. Now, we focus our sellers on retiring Azure and retiring Azure consumed revenue. So when you are a SaaS company, we have a thing called partner reported Azure consumed revenue to help you report the Azure consumption for a deal for a customer, so that our seller can receive the quota, retire his quota, and further have incentive to sell your solution. This is a way for us to deconflict the channel and help to drive attention for our sellers. Now, this is only available, in the past, it was available for top tier partners. Going forward until December 31st, this will be available for CSD partners as well as top tier. But after that, this will only be available for partners that have a certified software designation for Azure or Industry I based on Azure. Now, on the bottom here, you see how this is working. As you close a deal, as you co-sell one of our sellers, you can report the Azure consumption is happening from that deal. That will then be applied to the seller quota. They will receive the credit for that. That will provide them incentive to sell your solution even more, pull you into more deals. So this is a really powerful mechanism to incentivize our sellers to sell your product and to bring you into deals and co-sell with you. I talked about this briefly, but I just want to make sure that I bring this home. Partner reported ACR or Pracker has been a very powerful tool for us in the past. And we are providing access to it for 3 key cohorts right now. And then on January 1st, 2025, it will only be eligible for CSD partners. So the 3 cohorts right now are obviously partners that had certified software designation for Azure, partners that are currently top tier and have reported Pracker in the past. They will continue to have access to report on existing deals until January 1st. And then legacy partners who have consistently reported in the past, they will also be able to report on existing deals. But I want to highlight, if you want to report a new deal, anytime from July 2025 onward, you need to have a certified software designation to do that. So we are encouraging our partners to pursue certified software designation so they have access to report on those new deals now, as well as continue to have access to this motion going forward in January 1st, 2026. All right. Now, along this journey in Marketplace Rewards, there are go-to-market benefits that are aligned and try to help you more and more successful and drive more and more wins for you. And when you achieve a certified software designation, we unlock even more. We are unlocking additional go-to-market benefits. Now, within certified software designation, we were looking at the benefits that were utilized this year, and we found an opportunity to bring more go-to-market benefits for you. We heard that video was something that you all wanted, and we were excited to bring that to you. We now have an ability to develop a animated 30-second video that you can use for your campaigns, for your social media, however you want. It's a great tool to bring to your customers. We also bring a solution battle card, which is something that is highly targeted for sellers and helps them prepare for customer meetings, helps them have the right talk track. And then two of the other elements that we had last year were the solution brief and the solution play card, which are still part of the menu that you can pursue. So when you get a certified software designation, we'll have an engagement manager reach out, and you can choose from this menu of options of what you want to build with us. And we will give you these assets so you can drive more success for your solution. And you can have these in your marketing campaigns and your sales motions. In addition, we also have, the logo builder, like I mentioned. There is a certified letter you can print off for RFPs, which mentions how Microsoft is certifying your solution. And then we also have the badging in our marketplace and for our sellers. So we're really excited about these new go-to-market benefits, and we're hoping that they will unlock even additional leads and wins for you and on your solution. Now, one thing to highlight, these are at the solution level. So if you get a certified solution software designation for one solution and you get one for another solution you get benefits, go-to-market benefits for both of those. You could only use these once. They aren't renewed every year, but you get them for every solution that you get certified. So for every solution, you'll get a solution video or a solution brief or whatever the assets are that you want to build out. So really excited these, and we hope that they help to drive more growth for you and for your solutions. And also, again, apply focus for our sellers and your sellers and continue your success in the marketplace. All right. With that, I've blasted through the content pretty quickly. And I want to make sure that I leave some time for questions. And I will look at the chat to see if there's anything, and then we'll go from there. All right.
Yeah, so thank you everybody for submitting your questions. We do have a few questions that came in, but continue to add them in as we go through. First question for you, Kyle. Can a solution be designated for multiple industries?
Yes. So when we look at the industry side and differentiation, that is a really important motion for us. We have industry teams that are focused on these industries and trying to sell in there, and they have a way to identify, a set of different customer scenarios that your solution meets within an industry. So we review your solution and make sure that's meeting one of these customer scenarios. But if you're meeting a scenario within manufacturing and within sustainability, for example, and you're going deep and you have customer stories to present on there, we're happy to differentiate it for more than one industry. And we want to make sure that we have that so that our sellers know where to go when they're looking for an industry-based solution. So we highly encourage you to go through the process for more than one. We will review it, and then we will differentiate it so that our sellers can bring you into those conversations within those industries.
Great, thank you. Next question. Are the go-to-market assets you outlined customizable? Should we only add our logo, or can we also update colors and styles for our brand?
Yes. So our marketing team will work with you to build out these assets. We will work directly with you to make this look and feel like you. So it's not like it's just some template that we have that we just put your thing into. We have a marketing team that will work directly with you to build out these assets that have your branding, your colors, all of your stuff in there. And so we're really excited about it, making it yours that you can take and use.
Okay, great. Thank you. Next question. What are the performance requirements for achieving a certified software designation?
Performance requirements. That's a great one. So actually, I have this in the appendix. So let me go to that slide because I think that'll be useful to just show it. All right, let's see. As I mentioned, we have different performance requirements based on the area you're pursuing. So for Azure, we have pathways that look at marketplace build sales, marketplace transactions, net new customers, or your Microsoft Azure consumption commitment, your MAC with Microsoft. So if you are meeting one of these criteria, then you will be eligible to pursue the certification process. And then the other piece is obviously customer evidence as well. And we look at that by either having ratings or reviews on your solution in the marketplace, or and we see much more partners doing this. You upload 2 customer cases, which highlight customers that are highly successful with your product and talk about how awesome your product is. Now, the other solution areas have slightly different performance criteria because the way they go to market, the way they focus is different. So, for example, Modern Work looks at marketplace build sales, or MAU. They look at 500K monthly active users. And Business Applications looks at 1 million in marketplace build sales, or 4 million of partner influenced revenue. So each of these different solution areas has different criteria for how they think about showing a partner that has reached that performance bar. As I highlighted a number of times in the presentation, there are different benefits that are aligned to the different areas as well. And we have, frankly, the most benefits aligned to the Azure area for solutions that are built on Azure. That's where we unlock the partner-reported Azure consume revenue. That's where some of the partner incentives are focused on, like the customer migrate and modernize. So we highly encourage you to select the area that you are extending, whether it's Modern Work, Azure, security, business applications, but know that the technical requirements are different, the performance requirements are different, and there are some differences in the benefits that we are aligning for the different areas as well.
Okay. Looks like we have a follow-up question. Do the customer evidence cases need to be publicly published so we submit a URL to the published article?
It doesn't have to be, but it can. We are taking these assets, you submit them in Partner Center, and we're reviewing them, and we're making sure that your solution is meeting a customer scenario, or that is meeting a customer need. But we're not using them to publish externally. So we're not going to take the customer case and publish on our site or give it to our sellers or anything like that. It is primarily just used for us to validate the customer success on your solution. So if it's publicly facing, that's great. And a lot of you have marketing, customer case studies that are very easy to say, like, yep, I got that already. Bing, bang, boom. My marketing team has those. Upload those, good to go. If it is something that's not externally facing, that is fine too. You can provide that as well.
Great, thank you. Next question. What are the best practices for leveraging the customer propensity scoring?
Yeah, that's a really cool benefit because it takes your leads, it passes them through our models to help you figure out where you should focus. Now, we have some guidelines on how many of these you can do based on the benefits you're unlocking. But the short answer is it's a lot. And this is a great way for you to understand where your customers are likely to close the marketplace. So you focus your effort there. Some of the things that it looks at is, do these customers have a commitment with Microsoft and are therefore really want to transact in the marketplace because they want to retire their own Microsoft Azure consumption commitment? That's a huge signal and something we see, customers using to pull partners into marketplace. So I would recommend that you use this benefit to focus in your sellers on the specific part or specific customers, specific deals that are highly likely to close in the Azure Marketplace. This will save you sales cycles, and we've seen a lot of success on going deep on the specific leads to make sure that they are transacted through the marketplace and unlock all these benefits for you as well as for your customer.
Okay. Are the solution certifications at the partner level or solution level, as in the number of transactions or net new customer adds, need to be unique for every solution that we publish?
Yeah, great question. So for the performance criteria, we're looking at you as a partner entity. How much have you done with Microsoft for your MBS? It's not tied to that solution. It's tied to you as a partner. And then we are unlocking a lot of the benefits at the partner level too, like partner reported ACR, the incentives, all these things are unlocked for you as a partner to pursue based on certain criteria and guidelines. But the differentiation, for your solution, that's at your solution level. The certification, that's done of your solution specifically. The go-to-market benefits, those are done at the solution level. So we have a combination of both partner level and solution level. The performance is evaluated at the partner level. A majority of the benefits are also unlocked for you as a partner. So we say like, hey, get your primary flagship solution certified, and that unlocks a lot of benefits. We'd love to have them all certified, but at least get your flagship solution certified. And then there are some benefits that are provided at the solution level, and a differentiation is provided at that solution level.
Okay. Next question. How can MPO partners access these Azure credits?
So throughout the presentation, there are a number of good links and aliases and things I'll point to. We would encourage you to reach out to there's an incentive guide. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's in the deck. There's an incentive guide which you can access that has all the guidance for how to operationally do this. There is obviously a submission process, a proof of execution, and a payment. So there is a process for this, and there is a partner incentives guide that you can reach out to, or you can download and look at. And there's also an alias that you can reach out to for any sort of incentive questions. Same thing is true on the certified software designations. For that, we have a resource guide that we provide at aka.ms/CSD resources. And then we also have an alias if you have questions and want to reach out. It's csdops@microsoft.com. Thank you for flashing them on the screen right here. And then, there are some other ones throughout the deck too. So if you have a Pracker specific question, I believe there's some links. And then there's even an alias for the Pracker team as well. So we have people to contact at each of these areas. I'd say first, get your software designated. Go to the resource page. There's a playbook there on how to do it. Please start there. That will unlock all these benefits and incentives. We will have people reaching out after you get designated. And there are teams to engage with if you have any questions in that process, and if you have any questions on those different investments that we are lining up to you, our top partners.
Great. And maybe we can grab for the person that asked about that incentive guide, maybe we can grab the link to it and put it in either in the chat or in the comment section of the office hour after it ends today. So we'll try to get that out to you. Okay, scanning through. Any other questions we have? We'll give another 30 seconds for folks to contribute. And if no more questions, we'll wrap up in just a minute. Oh, one more. What is the process for submitting claims, and how long does it take?
I'm assuming that's a reference to, there's two different courts of claims they could be referring to. For the Azure sponsorship, you get funding for that, and you can submit Azure sponsorship, and you can say like, hey, I want this to go to the customer to offset their Azure. There's a process for that, and we have a team that can be engaged on that front. And then on the incentive side, there is a tool that you upload the claim information in, the proof of execution, all that sort of goodness. For these questions, I'm actually going to defer it and point you to the resource guides for those things. But there is a ton of resources we have to point you to the process of, first nominating for this project, making sure it's eligible, providing the proof of execution, getting approval, and then getting the payout for these incentives.
Okay, so not a question, but some feedback that we got from the community page. Somebody said, "This is great. This is definitely the box we belong in. One very important benefit I believe you should offer is Microsoft E5 licenses and Copilot. If this was offered, we could focus 100% on being an ISV and getting the app certification." So thank you for that feedback, and just wanted to share that as a reminder to everybody that, of course, we offer for you to ask questions during these office hours, but also welcome the opportunity for feedback as well. We use any comments and feedback that we get from these office hours to share back with our team. So definitely, if you have other feedback about this session, feel free to type it into the comment section as well.
And let me provide some feedback there too. Within the Microsoft AI Cloud Partner Program, we have partner packages that you can purchase that actually include licenses. I can't remember the figures off the top of my head, but basically you buy in for $2,000 and you basically get licenses and benefits up to they're like over 100K of worth. Included in those are things like Copilot and other stuff. So I'd highly encourage you to look at the partner packages, partner.microsoft.com. You can look at those packages where we actually are providing licenses for you, our partners, and it's a killer deal to help to offset the cost for you as you build on the Microsoft platform. Additionally, there are some licenses provided through ISV Success and other motions as you are building and publishing. They're a little more focused, but I love the feedback, and we will think about how we bring these things into certified software designations more in the future as we are trying to line more and more benefits in that single motion.
Okay, we'll take one more question and then we'll wrap up. Question is, any tips on running a successful GTM or go-to-market campaign from your work with certified partners to date?
Yeah, in the appendix, and I'll share this out, we had one case study of a partner who it was certified and leveraged it. And I'll just highlight a couple of things that we saw that really drove value for them. I think, one of the primary things is actually, and it's so simple, is just telling your customers you're certified and bringing this to the RFP process. It might seem like a small thing, but customers really value the certified letter and understanding that Microsoft has gone through and done some certification on your solution. So we've seen partners that have leveraged that in the RFP process, get more attention and help to close deals with a customer, because customers understand that that has value if Microsoft has done some effort on your solution. So I'd say that's one important thing. And the other thing we've seen is using the go-to-market benefits we have aligned to drive attention with our sellers. Participating in Pracker, making sure that you have those assets updated that our sellers use are really helpful for driving attention from our sellers and helping them to pull you into the right deals. So the more you tell us, the more you help to focus our sellers, give them the talking points, and the more that you're also, aligned to their quota and their how they are focusing, the more you're going to get pulled into co-sell deals, the more you're going to be able to help drive wins with our customers.
Okay, lots of questions today. Thanks for all your contributions. Looks like we got through the list. Again, if anybody has any other comments, feel free to add those directly to the office hour page. Our team definitely reads those and relays feedback to the appropriate teams internally. So we'll go ahead and wrap up here. Just wanted to thank everybody for attending today, and a reminder to continue attending these office hours. We do have them monthly. We do not have the session for September scheduled yet, but if you subscribe to the community and pay attention to the event section, you'll see when that next office hour for September is scheduled. And again, the link to the community is on the screen here, aka.ms/community/marketplace. And looks like we also got the link for that incentives guide that Kyle referred to earlier. So I will read it out, and then production team, if you can possibly add it to the screen as well, that'd be great. aka.ms/MCI partner activities claims guide is the short link to the incentives guide we mentioned earlier. And then the email Azure partner offering at Microsoft.com. Kyle, can you just quickly clarify that? It's the email for folks, and if they have a question about what exactly?
Yeah, exactly. So the question around claims, I did a quick check and got those links. If you have questions around the process for submitting incentive claims, go to that AKA links. That has the complete guide for how you do it, what's eligible, all that sort of goodness. And then if you have any questions, that Alias is the team you can reach out to for incentive claims, for questions, for all that sort of stuff as well. So those are two really good resources for you to utilize. I'd highly encourage you to check that out.
Okay, great. All right. Well, I think we can go ahead and wrap up. Again, thank you everybody for joining. Kyle, any last closing thoughts on your end?
No, I really appreciate this community and how you guys provide us an opportunity to go deep with you. Obviously, I really appreciate you all as partners of Microsoft, but we do appreciate the two-way street, as well as you, our top partners who are going really deep with us. So just a big thanks, and I'm looking forward to feedback, so helping us to optimize this. And I'm really looking forward to, hopefully you achieving the designation, as well as utilizing all these benefits and driving more and more success. So a big thanks, and look for me, provide me feedback, provide the team feedback. We'd love to hear more about how to make you more successful, how to strengthen the partnership, and how we grow together.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
Cheers. Bye.